Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Emergency Polecat Cast number 74 3/4. Mombot sets the trap. SJWs take the bait. I'm your host, Brian, and I'm joined by Allison. And we thought it'd be well played to try to bring you guys, more sort of timely events as they happen or as they unfold. So.
As it occurs, so to speak.
As it occurs, yes. as it is in the midst of occurring. So we have a couple of small stories, but the main one is the one about at Mombot, or Best Mom Eva, or Eva, as you may know her on Twitter, if you are involved with Gamergate. So let me go ahead and get into
well, should we get into the main meat of the thing, or shall we just really quickly cover the stupid stories?
I like the stupid stories, but I want to do those later so that I can laugh at something.
Well, yeah.
Laugh at something else. This is also kind of lulz worthy, but
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yes, social justice warriors. We were after your lulz, and you delivered.
Oh yeah, they always deliver. It was an elaborate ruse. Doxing is a horrible act. Most of us can agree upon that. It's even a sentiment shared by our detractors. Well, most of them at least. A small group of aggros colluded in secret to drop dox on one of Gamergate's most beloved figureheads, the Twitter user Mombot. Mombot claims to be a mother with Japanese roots. She's been a largely helpful force, especially when it comes to helping translate Japanese games that have been censored, censored English releases. But supporting Gamergate hasn't made her popular with everyone. Those traveling in SJW circles cast blame upon her for fanning the flames of harassment and exasperating the situation, which eventually led to the firing of Allison Rapp. Deciding to see who might have it in for her, Mombot colluded with a pro-Gamergate accomplice by the handle of Rudderhouse. Together, the two engaged in an all-out mock Twitter battle against one another to make it seem as if they were bitter enemies on polar sides of Gamergate. This is actually playing out like something of a spy intrigue espionage story. I could see Mombot and Rudderhouse meeting in some seedy inn or waterfront.
Actually passing messages underneath like park benches or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like meeting in public spaces and sitting on opposite sides of the fence while they speak outward,
Oh yeah, well I don't know how much more there is to like yeah, well, we always knew that they were doxxers and harassers.
Yeah,
and in many cases really wretched people, calling everybody else wretched or allegedly wretched people. I'm sorry, this hasn't gone to a court of law and been proven that these people are.
That's important to point out that this is not been pointed out in a court of law. It hasn't been investigated to that degree, but still a lot of fun. All right, let me finish the reading though.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Once Rudderhouse's character was established, they began to craft a fake social media presence for Mombot, one that would seem to fly in the face of what she claimed she was. The trap was laid and the bait was set. Soon Rudderhouse found an eager cadre of aggros salivating at the chance to dig into the dirt and expose a pro-Gamergater as a fraud. They began connecting the dots just as planned and eventually uncovered what Mombot and Rudderhouse had planted for them to find. Ready to hit the enemy where it hurts, they began to leak out what they thought were details of Mombot's real life, mostly focusing on what they had come to believe was her real name, Zach Miller. Mombot played along, making her tweets private, making it seem as if they had struck a nerve. Emboldened by their success, they went on the offensive, spamming Mombot with memes referencing the character Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. A few hours into the assault, Mombot dropped the curtain and revealed the ruse, posting chat logs and the names of all those involved in the doxing group. Those most notable within the name group are Israel Izzy Galvez, an anti-abuse specialist, lol, for Amazon.com, and staff member of Zoe Quinn's Crash Override Network, Lamau. Also,
is she also like she's also part of Amazon's anti-abuse brigade? Because I didn't know that.
Well,
I thought it was alum, or however you say, alum Bakari or whatever.
Alum Bakari?
Yeah, I thought
Alum Bakari works for Breitbart.
Oh, what?
Yeah, No, I don't.
Fuck, no, just erase that name from your mind. I'm just getting all of my wires crossed in my head.
Yeah, no, he wasn't involved
I'm gonna
with
shut
that.
up now. I'm gonna
He was
shut
one
up
of the
now.
people who laughed along, I
Shit,
believe.
this is how rumors start. God damn it! Oh, I'm gonna flagellate myself in the corner.
Okay. No, I think that the Amazon.com and Crash Override Network are not the same, although some people, there may be a bit of cross-pollination. But I wouldn't throw Amazon.com in with Crash Override Network. I think that it's just that Izzy Galvez, you know, he worked with both. Also on the list is Pal Hofstein, a longtime opponent of Gamergate and a creative director for Ubisoft. Ooh. Responses from the SJW camp range from surprise shock to a mere shrug and a sigh. No matter how concrete the proof we have of an organized group of harassers hiding within their midst, they're still the good guys and we're still the bad guys. Little has changed. You know, it reminds me of the WikiLeaks, but that's a whole other story. No matter how much truth you shine on something, there are going to be people who are going to pretend like it's not actually there. They're just going to plug their ears and say, la, 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 la. Hillary Clinton is okay. I mean, Gamergate is a hate group. So I want to go through the actual Twitters that Best Mom Eva had shared, because I think they're funny as shit. And it plays out so dramatically, too. So, all right. This is her. This is when she makes the reveal, right? So this first tweet's psych. So I'm just sharing it with you guys now, so you guys can see. So this is when she essentially shows that, you know, it was all part of her plan. And I love how it reads here. Anti-Gamergate kiddies thought they had doxed me last night. My condolences. I remain undoxed. But kudos to Anti-Gamergate, who played their roles amazingly in my little show. Now you might be asking yourself, then why did the Facebook account vanish and why did you go protected and delete tweets? The answer is to bait you into demonstrating that you are willing to participate in doxing when it is the right person getting doxed. Who do you think told you about these things? Who do you think is in your group DM watching you talk about this as I type? Hello to all you folks watching at home. And then she includes a photo. And they call this the Zack attack too, apparently. But guess what? Your informant, Rudderhouse, asked me to play along since last April. You got fucking outskilled. Rudderhouse.
Oh my god. I've never... okay, I know I shouldn't, but I'm really enjoying this gloating.
Yeah, I know. It's like a supervillain that, you know...
It's like eating... It's like eating a really rich, you know, chocolate mousse, and you're like, oh god, this is gonna go right to my freaking moral ass, but I'm enjoying it. Yes. Enjoying it so much.
Rudderhouse has been telling me about your antics in the chat room, especially you, Galvez. To everyone involved, thank you. To everyone not, thank you for your wonderful reactions. And Zack Attack Docs crew, I couldn't have done it without you. Thanks for the laughs. So some of the images here, let me go ahead and look at it so you guys can get an idea of...
Can we get any of the... Can we focus in on any of the butt hurt?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right here. Well, this is some of the evidence that shows... I don't know where this conversation is happening. I guess this is... Oh, this might be... maybe a PM, a Twitter, a
DM, like it's a DM group. So there's a whole bunch of people direct messaging.
Yeah. So Royal Holiness is saying this guy is creepy as fuck. Holy shit. F you, I work from home. I don't know who that is. This guy will send waves of dogpile at you if you fuck with him. Suddenly he locks up at Zack. Royal Holiness, it's true. He's tried it with me, but my trolling is over 9,000. Ironic. So most of them just get confused and moved on. I say we circle the wagons, get the pitchforks, light the fires. There be a witch hunt this eve. Coughs. Or, you know, we could be good people and not reveal this information. Ahem.
Yeah, but that would be requiring you to be good people, dear.
Yes, yes. But her trolling is over 9,000, Allison. Even though,
she's still good people. Mm.
Yeah. Even though she got outskilled. doesn't know it yet.
Oh fuck! Did he ever get
Yes,
outskilled?
I know. That's the irony, is when somebody says, you know, my trolling level is over 9,000, and then someone else goes fucking
so
perfect
badly.
cell on their ass. Yeah.
Oh my God. Boom, headshot. All right.
I was thinking we wait until they try to crawl out of their hole and then nail them with more info. That's Izzy Galvez saying that. Royal Holiness says silently sharpens pitchfork. So she's ready to go, right? To go ahead and dox them. Matt Myers,
Wow.
I really do hope they come back. And
Okay,
then,
this is really dehumanizing.
Mhm.
Wait till they try to crawl out of their hole, then nail them again with more info. Like, you guys are actually sort of fucked up. Like, I mean, if you looked at any of our like Skype conversations or direct messaging, I mean, Jesus fucking, we like it's nothing like this kind of sinister level of dehumanization of other people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. It actually revolves a lot around baked goods. You know, and I'm trying to think of the general gist of our Skype conversations. They're pretty fucking innocuous. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, just as the honey badger, you know, the people who are associated with honey badger.
Sure.
I mean, I can't imagine this kind of shit going on in one.
No, we generally don't talk like that. Like, in general, like, I think the worst thing we might do is call somebody a moron. But most of the time, we're more concerned with arguing against the arguments.
Yeah, it's,
you know,
but like this idea that, I mean, even Royal, like Izzy Galvez or Royal, I would not wish any harm upon you. I wish you would decease with your crappy arguments and stop trying to hurt other people. But even if you know, tomorrow said, hey, I was an asshole and I'm sorry, I wouldn't want to continue a crusade against you, because it's hard enough to admit that you're being an asshole.
Yep.
And and nor would I want to silence you. Nor would I say something as sinister as, you know, Izzy Galvez crawled out of her hole and it's time to nail her with a fucking pike or some shit. Like, this is horrible. You guys gotta look at yourselves, because there's nobody who deserves to be treated like they're subhuman. I mean, I don't even think that people who are like, even people who engage in criminal sexual behavior deserve the right to be rehabilitated and try to develop their humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you start talking like this, you guys have gone down the path of the goddamn Inquisition. Ugh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
Once you have, but again, I think it comes from, you know, your enemy being dehumanized to the point where that is acceptable, where people are okay with that. And this is what,
with these really darkly violent thoughts.
This is what the media did to Gamergate supporters. They made them less than human by repeatedly, essentially, you know, dehumanizing them in their
using the same tactics that we use for an enemy combatants or enemy countries.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're after our women. They hate our women. They hurt our women. You know, this is the same shit that everybody does when they want to dehumanize an enemy country or enemy combatants.
Yeah.
Or an enemy, like, people. Like, this is just right out of the playbook of agitprop, a violent agitprop. Mm-hmm. And this is the end result. They're taking glee in hurting someone. Not just arguing against their arguments, which really I have yet to see a social justice warrior actually manage to argue in good faith without throwing up ad hominems or relying on moral weaponry right out of a goddamn Nazi anti-Semitism campaign. Oh, they're gonna rape our Aryan women. Or, oh my God, you hate our Aryan women, or you want to keep them down. You know, that kind of shit.
Yeah, or they're trying to drive women out of gaming.
Yeah.
It's the same. It is literally the same.
It's the same rhetoric. It's exactly the same rhetoric that you would see coming out of a propaganda, like I don't know, 60 years ago, a propaganda outlet to try to rabble-rouse the population into either hating another country or hating another group of people. It's exactly the same goddamn rhetoric. The leopard does not change its spots. Anyway, continue, Brian.
Ironically, a lot of social justice warriors that fall prey to this stuff and use this stuff so gleefully against opponents that they don't like, they are often anti-war people too. Supposedly,
what a joke!
I know it is, but it's true. They're
As soon as you engage in the same kind of shitty propaganda that warmongers have engaged in throughout history, you can't say that you're anti-fucking war. Mm-hmm. You're just anti-wars that you don't agree with.
Basically, yeah. All right, so this is the last message in the DM but it's the most meaningful, okay? Izzy Galvez says, it's weird. Usually I am against this stuff, that is doxing. But this someone, well, I think he meant to say this is someone who gets away with all of their abuse because of their mask, the mask of anonymity. If they are unmasked and cower away for a long time, I am okay with that.
What is the alleged abuse that Mombot did?
Oh, she's the Gamergate supporter. She points and laughs. She criticizes people online. Okay. I follow her on Twitter. I've never seen anything bad. According to my belief system anyway, you can't use Twitter in a way that I think is wrong, in my opinion. So if there is something that she's done that is deserving of this kind of treatment, I haven't seen it. And I doubt that I would, because I don't think that
just remember, folks, there's all kinds of rapes that aren't being investigated, terrorist acts that are, possible terrorist cells that aren't being investigated, and other kinds of real crimes that the police can't put as much manpower in because these people get their feelings hurt on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, she basically Mombot shit posts on Twitter. And
I don't even shit post on Twitter, but it's like,
I don't even have I wish I had time to shit post on Twitter. I'd like to, but I
don't even feel the urge to shit post on Twitter. I occasionally go on Twitter and just unravel a person's arguments in a couple tweets, like I recently did with a person. You can see it on the Honey Badger Radio timeline or Honey Badger Bite timeline, but I don't ever I don't even know what constitutes shit posting. Is that a form of shit posting?
Well, just taking the piss out of people, maybe just doing stuff to get a rise out of people. Dicks out for Harambe could be a tweet. And if somebody, if they get butthurt over that, which is fucking ridiculous, then it worked, I guess. Or I don't think that shit posting has a goal. Maybe to get people to laugh or take notice, So.
All right, okay.
All right. Well, anyway, moving on. Yeah. So this is another series. These are the people that were involved, that were in the PM group that were talking about getting Mombot doxed. So at Rudder House is her compatriot. That is the double agent, that is her Black Widow. And then there's 9-Volt. I tweet about video games.
Okay.
I don't know who 9-Volt is.
A pissed off skeleton in a spacesuit. I actually was at that sentence. When he actually, I think he sent stuff attempting to aggravate the Honey Badger Bite account. I'm pretty sure that I've seen some tweets from this guy, which actually would be consistent with his persona that he was trying to develop. And I remember reading the tweets, and I remember reading his bio, and I'm just like, something is sort of off about this. A pissed off skeleton in a spacesuit. Something's a little bit too something about this character. And I remember I think I just moved on. I was like,
ignored it.
Yeah, I ignored it. And it's like, how is it that I got a vibe and these people didn't?
I don't know.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so 9-Volt apparently. I don't know who that is, but people are talking about this 9-Volt 88 person. Matt Myers, web developer, Smiley Trash Bag, video and board games, blah, 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 blah. Heckling Muppets, the Tit Connoisseur. That's actually a pretty good name. G.G. Alan Dershowitz. I don't know who Alan Dershowitz, but I'm trying to bring back danger back into the courtroom. At Kermit's, the Coffee Frog.
Okay, but we don't know if all of these people were actually advocating.
No, they were just in that group.
So if you see these individuals, please do not harass them.
Yeah.
Like this is they were just in the group. We don't know if they actually did anything related to doxing anyone. Just don't harass people. Like just do what I do. Just unravel their arguments with a few choice statements, and show them up to not be to just show them up with the what via the arguments that they use. Don't insult them. Don't harass them. But of course, you realize that when you do that, they will block you. And they will say you are a harasser. But at the very least, when Twitter looks at that, they'll be like, I can't make this out to be harassment, so I can't shadow ban or otherwise ban this person from the Twitters. Because there's absolutely no ad hominems, no shit posting. Just pick out the threads that totally unravel their arguments. You can do that on Twitter. You can, if you can be very concise and very, use it like a claw hammer. Get that pressure point really, really, really as small as possible and hit it with as much force as possible, and then their entire argument unravels. But anyway, I apologize. Just don't harass these people. We don't know what relation to the doxing they had. So go ahead.
Yeah. Well, anyway, no, just running through who else was in here. So FUI work, that's at FUI work. Then there's at Jivass Baloney, and Izzy Galvez. I guess that's sort of like, the big one. At Royal Holiness and at Pal Hofstein. So these were the people in that group, and that doesn't mean that they doxed, but they may have discussed it. Here's another section here. People's reactions to it. Haha, no sorry. Let me see if there's anything in here. Oh yeah, they didn't buy it at first. So when she says you might be asking yourself, then why did the Facebook account vanish and why did you go protect it and delete tweets to bait you into demonstrating that you are willing to participate in doxing when it is the right person getting doxed? And 9volt says, lol, okay. Garlic Hero says, that makes no fucking sense. And FUR work from home, LMAO, which means I don't believe you. This is bullshit. But as it turns out, that's it. And these are some of the other conversations that some of these sort of anti-GG people had to say. I wish that there was a way for me to show this. I don't know why this picture is so fucking big, but okay, the Tit Connoisseur says, boy, I hope this dox goes places. About time we shut that asshole up. So apparently these people don't have a problem silencing people. Well, you guys know this. This isn't news. They don't have a problem silencing anybody they don't agree with. And they're completely justified, and part of it has to do with the fact that there is an attitude of moral superiority on the part of people who are anti-Gamergate. They think that, again, because their opponents have been dehumanized enough, all bets are off. Anything goes. There are no bad tactics, only bad targets, because it's more important that we eliminate our opposition by any means necessary than we actually try to play by, any kind of, how do I put this? Any sort of principled approach, where maybe we try to win with the best arguments, or maybe we try to understand our opponents, or debate people openly, or hold our opponents to the same standards, or hold ourselves to the same standards that we hold them. So, Red Ghost says, this might be unpopular opinion, but spreading alleged personal information of Gamergate's Mombot is hypocritical and cedes the high ground. And then someone responds from Anti-GG, he's a douche, let the high ground fall if it means letting this fuckwit keep up his bullshit. Sorry, not sorry. So this is what I'm talking about. Araceli here says that, you know what, it doesn't matter. This person is our opponent, and we don't like them, therefore there is no wrong way to eliminate this person. Even though WoW Red Ghost tried to say, you guys are being a bit hypocritical. And if you don't lead by example, it's really difficult for people to respect you, if not outright fucking impossible. So, Ashley Lynch, I don't know who that is, but I feel like I know that name. Yeah, I'm going to laugh that Mombot has been exposed as another white boy, but not at intimidating someone off Twitter with personal info. As it turns out, we don't know that if Mombot is a man or not. I'm gonna go on, and I don't think there's anything wrong with thinking that it's probably a woman, just like it always was. But the fact that Ashley Lynch she could not wait to find out that it was a white male. She couldn't wait to see that exposed. She was so excited. That was actually more important to her than anything that Mombot has ever posted, that any argument that could be made, that no matter how good it was, the only thing that mattered was that if this is a white male, then I get to ignore all of the points they ever made because of their race and their gender. And it turns out that that's not true, or at least that, they took the bait. So, and I say this as someone who's been bombarded with harassment from that piece of shit. That's Ashley Lynch.
Alleged piece of shit.
Yeah, alleged piece of shit. But there you go. So this is, yeah, I mean, I don't know. There isn't much else to say, to be honest. They took the bait, and
yeah, they took the bait, and allegedly they have been outed. I mean, you make your own decision. I don't want to say that they are, not a court of law. I look at the evidence here, and it seems like it points to this conclusion. But there you go.
Yeah,
it's a very amusing tale.
All right, so
next topic.
Yeah, I don't have anything written up for it, but
no, you just mentioned that it happened.
No, yeah, this is I think pretty lulz-worthy. So, there was a hashtag.
Read it. Oh, you want to do the hashtag? I thought you were going to do the.
Oh yeah, look, give me the link to.
Well, I could read it.
Thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, that's probably no. You know what? I'll give it a link to you. Oh my God, no! We'll do the hashtag first.
All right, let's do the hashtag first while you get that ready. All right.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm sending you the link, but we'll do the hashtag first.
All right.
Okay.
So let's see. There was a hashtag that I guess was started by feminists. That was called #Feminist the movie. And
I need to update the low bar because I put Feminist the movie.
No, it's Feminist a movie. I don't know why it was even written that way. It should have been. What? I don't even know what. Yeah, it was.
What? Can you grammar much? Seriously? Okay. Sorry. I apologize. Feminists allegedly can't grammar.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Like seriously.
Yeah, so a hashtag that was intended to promote gender equality in film, I guess, was called Feminist a Movie, as you can see at the top here, okay? And the goal was originally, I guess, for feminists to discuss ways in which the film industry could be more inclusive and promote equality better because it needed feminism, which is weird considering how fucking feminist Hollywood already is. Which is all, I mean, as evidenced by the fact that there was a Ghostbusters film and that we're going to be getting an Ocean's 8. I don't know if you know about that, Allison, but
no, I did not. I'm actually, you know what? I've pretty much stopped really following Hollywood.
I understand. Yeah, I really do. Well, basically,
it's getting to the point where it's like watching somebody who is allegedly mentally deficient attempt to slit their own throat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you know what? There's cringe that I've never really liked cringe. So Hollywood has become so cringe that it's really hard to look at it anymore.
Oh, I agree.
Anyway, continue.
It just comes across my desk, like all this stuff. So
yeah, I know.
I'm not even trying to find it, But so Ocean's 8 is essentially the next in a line of Ocean's movies that were remakes that were from like the era of Frank Sinatra, right? So there was a movie called Ocean's 11 with the Brat Pack, and they were all these professional thieves, and it was all men. And then they remade it later with like Matt Damon, George Clooney, and a bunch of other guys. And again, pretty successful. And then they decided, Hollywood thought it would be a great idea to make another Ocean's film, but have it be all women. So it's an all-female cast, and it's called Ocean's 8. And I think the reason why it's called Ocean's 8 is because they couldn't find 11 bitches to fill all these roles that were good enough. Maybe Melissa McCarthy is busy with other stuff. I don't know. So because of basically coming out of that and the new Rocketeer, which is also going to feature a female lead, and the new Ghostbusters, the feminists took to Twitter to discuss ways that they could make Hollywood even more equal, i.e. have more women in it that are starring in everything and fewer white men, and with a #Feminist the movie. But it got co-opted and gloriously by anti-feminists and people who are just sick of all this shit. And they just decided they would start coming up with funny titles for the feminism movie hashtag. So, for example, One Wife for Seven Cucks. There's one. There was one. It was North by Northwest is down on a map, right? I don't even know what.
Okay, just so you know, and this is a slight digression.
Yeah.
You know, calling a man a cuck because his wife cheats on him is sort of like, you know, it's a bit shitty. So yeah. I'm just putting it out there, but we get what you're talking about.
Yes. Yeah. No, I do.
Because the thing is that Aaron was, you know, the Zoe Quinn story that started all of this. He was essentially cheated on by an abusive asshole. Are you gonna call him a cock? Mm-hmm. Really? Anyway, just my piece. There you go.
Oh, it's fine.
Or can you call women cucks? Can women be cucks? Because I think a lot of feminist women, I mean, if you really think about it, they're buying into a scheme that turns them into perpetual victims in order to make them useful to the powers that be. That's sort of cucky and mentally cucky. So I don't know.
Well,
feminism
there was. What was that?
I said feminism cucks women too. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, just keep going.
Some of the film titles. So there was there's Cult Fiction. That's not bad. There's Broke Finger Mountain. Okay, I get it. Mean Girls, which doesn't need to change.
Oh no shit.
There was one called 50 First Cats, I think. The 90-Year-Old Virgin. North by Northwest, or Couldn't You Stop for Directions? Couldn't You Stop and Ask for Directions? Let's see. Love Actually is a Social Construct. Straight Out of Common Sense. 12 Angry Women, The Sync Cycle. Thank you, Shannon. Those are great. The Last Gender Bender, 2016, A Safe Space Odyssey. It was like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Echoes. Lots of really funny fucking tweets, and with different titles. There was No Country for Binary Cisgendered Men, white men. No country for. So yeah, people took to Twitter and had fun with it. So yeah, if you guys have Twitters, get on there and go ahead and have some fun with this feminist movie thing too. Dude, where's my safe space? Crotching gender studies major, hidden rape accusation.
Oh my fucking god! Oh my, that. Bravo, sorry. Bravo.
Yeah, right. Harry Potter and the problematic phallic-shaped wand. The Lacey Green. I think it was the Lacey Green Mile. American Beauty is a social construct. Some like it hot.
Sexist
air conditioning.
Oh, petty woman. Petty
woman.
Thomas
That's awesome.
Allende. That's pretty good.
That's great.
Not shaving privates for Ryan.
Oh, this is one of my favorites. Suicide Attempt Squad.
I can't laugh at that one because it.
I know, but
it's really black. Okay, I'm gonna say it's really black.
It is black humor, but it's funny because it's. I don't know. I think Suicide Attempt Squad is good, but it's actually kind of it's more complex than it appears because you see. Women attempt suicide more often. Men actually perform suicide more often. So, but feminists think that suicide attempts are a bigger issue than actual suicides. That's why they focus on women, right?
Well, that's because supposedly more women attempt suicide, but that's going down each year. Because what's happening is there are so many men attempting and succeeding at suicide that because men, succeed at suicide something like 5 times the rate at women. As that goes up, as men succeed at suicide, let's say 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, 10 times the rate of women, the amount of times that they attempt and fail, it gets to the point where it's getting to be larger than the amount of time that women attempt and fail.
And succeed.
Okay. Attempt and fail.
Okay.
So eventually there will be so many men attempting suicide and failing to, choke themselves to death, failing to die when they hit the ground by jumping off a bridge, failing to actually shoot themselves properly. There'll be so many men who fail at these extremely lethal methods just through statistics that there'll be more men attempting suicide than women. And I don't know what feminists will do then. How feminists will reframe it as victimizing women then.
They gotta find a new way to do it.
Yeah, I have to find a new way of explaining how buttons are sexist at that point.
There will be menstrual blood.
Oh, okay.
The White Knight Rises. Whale Street. Yeah, no, I already read that one. There was Kill All Bills, I think was one. Kill All Bills. Planet of the Rapes.
Pray, be oppressed. Yeah. Planet of the Rapes. Oh God. Okay, we got to do the Gregory Allen.
Gregory Allen Elliott got involved.
Dirty Harriet.
Before Dirty Harry, there was Dirty Harry's social justice feminist mom. Paul Feig's Nest film, and I like the pink wig on Dirty Harriet there. That's perfect. 50 First Cats, Clueless, just Clueless. You don't even need to change anything. I like 1984. I didn't change that one. Thighs Wide Shut, The Butt Hurt Locker, Robocunt, A Streetcar Named Rape, Bridesmaids but Never a Bride.
Ooh, an internet aristocrat. Feminist movie, Fear and Self-Loathing in Las Vegas Safe Spaces.
In Las Safe Spaces. Yes. A View to a Kill, All Men. Harry Potter, or Chamber of Echoes, every 28 days.
Oh, God. To Kill a Mocking Man. Citizen State is shit. The Whining.
Dial M for Misogyny.
Okay, this is probably going to go on forever.
Pansexual Labyrinth.
The Incredible Sulk by Derrick. Feminism a movie.
The Hills Have Eyes. How I Objectified Your Mother.
The Fat and the Furious. Oh God, that's a good one.
Yeah. So
triggered madly, deeply.
This just keeps going.
Yeah, it just keeps going. You gotta look at because all we're gonna do for the next hour is be reading this shit out, and I got things to do, friends.
Yes.
I got wrangles with the corporate name search shit that I'm doing at the moment.
One Flew Over the Ball Pit. That was one of mine. Training Bra, and Pride and Power plus Privilege. So,
okay.
So that's it for that one, and then
let's move from too good and to so good I can't even.
Okay.
Russian.
Last story. I can't even believe
we have one more story, but it's the clowns. Yeah, but it's really quick. So you know what? Maybe we should do that one because it's not quite as funny. It's a little sinister. Do you have the link?
Or the clowns? I don't have the link to the clowns. Oh, you know what? I do.
Yes, you do, Brian. You're holding out.
I do.
Evil
clown prank gives feminists the vapors.
Yeah.
I thought, all right.
Okay, so this you notice I want you guys who are listening in the audience, notice the actual link. Read out the link in the URL there, Brian.
Gatineau police launch probe after men dressed as clowns terrified kids in park.
Okay, men dressed as clowns.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't men. It was a bunch of minors. It was a bunch of teenage boys. And you can tell from the pictures.
Yeah.
You can tell from the proportions. They're probably like 14. And this is just a standard freaking teenage prank. What the hell has happened to everything? It's like we've been taken over by the goddamn Westboro church. Like just really fundamental.
Yeah. If the Westboro Baptist Church ran the media and and controlled like spaces on the internet and taught at schools.
Actually,
Jesus Christ, that's terrifying.
And actually embraced homosexuals as damaged by oppression instead of damaged by their choices.
Unless they're men.
In which case they're shitlords and need to be judged. So essentially social justice warriors embrace lesbians, just like most Christians don't have a hell of a lot to say about lesbians. It's just, it's a little bit, you raise your eyebrows. It's sort of like your great aunt, Esma, and her love of cat kitchen cozies to the point where she has a room entirely full of cat kitchen cozies. And you're like, wow, that's a little eccentric, Aunt Edma. That's basically lesbianism to Christians. It's a little eccentric, a little bit eyebrow raising, but yeah, what do? They can't do anything really sinister anyway. They're just women.
Right.
So and that's the way social justice warriors have gone too. Gayness is bad. Lesbianism is still oppressed.
Asians don't get protection anymore either. As a group.
Jewish people don't get protection anymore.
Because
that was an interesting turn.
Yeah.
Considering that's pretty bold of the social justice warriors. Considering that how many Jewish people were murdered just within living memory.
Well, I mean, if you believe that it actually happened, I mean.
Oh yeah, exactly. If you believe that it isn't actually, if the Holocaust wasn't invented by the. Oh wait. When do we merge? When do we go from like social justice warriorism to extreme right wing conspiracy theories? Because there seems to be a merging there.
Well, yeah, people say that there's such a thing called horseshoe theory. I don't know. I think it looks like a ring to me. Yeah. It looks like a ring or a Mobius strip or something.
So when does denying the Holocaust stop being like a extreme right wing white supremacist notion and start becoming a social justice warrior notion?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's so funny because a lot of the same attitudes that social justice warriors have in extreme, like not right wing, not conservative, but just the nutballs that sort of accrue on the very extreme of right wing and conservative thought. And you can see that social justice warrior stuff reflects in there. And if you look at social justice warrior stuff and you realize that they are white people in many cases who think that minorities and lesbians and the disenfranchised are incapable of achievement without white people doing it for them, essentially, then the extreme racism makes a lot of sense. They are essentially slave owners, because that was a lot of the logic of slave owners. Black people need us to marshal them. They can't succeed without us. They can't succeed without us. That justifies all of our ownership. You're right, Brian. It's not a horseshoe; it's a ring. I'm just putting it out there. Just putting it out there.
It's a Mobius strip. Everyone thinks that they're in the middle.
Minorities can't achieve unless white people do it for them.
It's a pretzel of oppression.
Okay.
But okay, so the story. Oh, by the way, people in the chat have said that it's actually a boy and a girl that did this, that were dressed as police doing this. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So Gatineau police is how you say Gatineau. Well, I don't know if there's an update at the bottom, maybe, but according to people in the chat, it was a boy and a girl, according to Freezy Ninja and someone else.
So it was two young kids, a boy and a girl, and they are after men dressed as clowns terrify kids in a park. Yes. Oh, Ottawa Citizen. That's so essentially Ottawa Citizen. Ottawa Citizen is engaging in clickbait bullshit now.
Yep. Gatineau police have identified two teenagers who allegedly dressed up as clowns, one dragging a long chain, and terrified a number of children at a Gatineau park on Monday afternoon. You know that you live in a city where nothing happens when two kids playing a prank in broad daylight get into the news. All right. So according to police, the pair will not be charged as they are minors. So they're minors. So that's
what a non-fucking issue. What the hell is the problem with these people? What do they employ, grannies in Ottawa City? You know what? I know grannies who are more fucking hardcore. It'd be like, what the fuck is this shit? Maybe they wouldn't say it that way. Concern it? What? Why are we even spending time on this non-issue or something? You know, okay, sorry, continue, Brian.
Slow news day, Ottawa Citizen. Police said the boy and the girl should expect a visit from Gatineau police officer later this week, who is going to want to talk about their actions. They are going to get what is called a finger wagging, apparently. Authorities launched the investigation after a person in a clown mask and another in a clown suit and face paint wandered through a limber park in the Farmers Rapids neighborhood of Old Gatineau, scaring the kids. None of the children were touched or injured by the men. So they're saying men, even though they said they were minors and a boy and a girl. See, it says here, boy and girl.
How did
but then it says men.
Teenage kids, a boy and a girl, become men? Like this is it, guys. This is the epicenter. This is the eye of the fucking shit tornado.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. This is the eye of the threat narrative. These two kids, a boy and a girl, suddenly became men. Suddenly. Because they did something that could possibly be seen as wrong.
You know, it's funny that they were described as clowns, men, minors, and a boy and a girl in the same story. And it all comes down to, you know, how much attention do you pay to the article as you read it?
How much you want to demonize the participants. If you really want to demonize them, you call them men. Because we all know men are shit. In this patriarchy, men are to blame for everything. Because they're just fucking shit.
Yep.
Even though, so a teenage girl becomes a man when you want to demonstrate how she is also shit. I guess. Fucking hell.
One of the clowns wearing a red t-shirt and jeans calmly posed for pictures by a concerned mother before wandering off. Facebook postings on the incidents garnered dozens of comments from concerned parents. So now you got the pearls getting clutched. And I wonder how many of those concerned parents were mothers. Not that because if you tell them these are two men and they're coming for your kids, I wonder about those numbers as well, you know. But all right, yeah, that's the story. I don't know what else to say.
Just in according to Dale Power, the male clown to be punished while the girl is laughed off. Is that true, Dale? Like
maybe
seriously.
he's making a prediction.
Oh yeah, if it's a prediction, tell us. If it's actually true, tell us. And we'll update it because we don't want to inject more bullshit into this narrative. There's already enough.
Yeah, it may be. All right, so while you guys are doing that, I'll get on to the next story. Woman tells police she was raped by a Pokemon Go character after she felt an assault, and the virtual reality game detected the creature in her bedroom. So, oh my God, Pokemon in my bedroom. I'm going to be raped by a fucking Charmander.
Is it okay to actually laugh at this? Oh, and by the way, Dale says it was just a prediction that the boy will get punished and the girl.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I mean, yeah.
Let's like I said, let's not inject more fucking bullshit. Let's not inject more smog of fart into this shit.
So Charmander sneaks into this woman's bedroom.
I get totally. Yeah.
Police say.
Good luck reading this, Brian. Good luck.
Oh, Jesus. Police say a young woman has lodged a formal complaint that she has been raped by a Pokemon. Specifically, name that Pokemon. She told officers that she had been sexually assaulted by a giant Pokemon in her apartment in the Russian capital city of Moscow. In Soviet Russia, Pokemon catch you.
And rape you.
The married woman, whose name has not been released, has reportedly been playing Pokemon Go before she fell asleep. She claimed that she woke up to find a huge Pokemon lying on top of her body and says it was raping her. Jesus. In your dreams, woman. Somebody spends too much time on, I don't know, like from some of those Pokemon.
No, wait, Brian, you shitlord. Listen and believe.
Oh, yeah, her stories. This
is a woman who has gone through a traumatic experience. And obviously, the people who created, I'm wanting to say Nintendo, but I always fuck up on every single fucking name, so I'm probably wrong. They need to pay for creating such a rapey game.
Oh, and Nintendo made Pokemon, yeah.
Yes! I got it.
You got it right, yeah. So, was it you? The monsters can be found and captured in cities and towns across the globe. Well, so she didn't actually specify that it was a Charmander. Maybe they're just using this as an example.
Maybe it was one of
I don't know that that's her bedroom. Maybe it was an Onyx or something bigger. Maybe she found the Mewtwo and she just lost her shit.
I thought there was Pokemon don't even have a sex. Like there's only one, right? Nidoran or whatever that has two sexes. So what was he raping, or what was it raping her with? And also, it's a virtual creature.
Yeah, it's not real.
But listen and believe, right? Okay.
Yeah.
How do we make this real? Her feelings make it real.
She was feeling the burn of Charmander.
She felt that she was raped, therefore she was. And Nintendo's got to pay. Got to pay her. It's got to pay her for her traumas. That is money. So,
the woman, that's probably what she's going to ask for. The woman says the Pokemon disappeared when she jumped out of bed, but says the Pokemon Go app on her phone could still detect the same virtual character's presence in her bed. Dun, dun, dun. She woke up her husband to tell her she's married. She's an adult. She woke up her husband to tell her what had happened, who told police officers that he did not believe her and told her to see a psychiatrist. Yeah, and get the fuck out, dude. Run. Yeah. Run and don't look back.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, get out of that relationship, friend.
Russian news website Blocknot reports that the police did not believe her either, and that the woman then went on to see a psychic who was unable to help her. Maybe it's actually true.
A psychic or a psychiatrist?
A psychic.
Oh,
it says a psychic.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
She went to get a tarot reading, and it didn't help. Oh my God! Russia? What is going on over there?
Guy, who is married to her? Get out. I second Brian. Get out. I mean, because the thing is that the next allegation is going to be possibly you raping her, and the police will believe that. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be so fucked.
So if this is what I'm thinking. I don't even play Pokemon Go, but if she jumped out of bed and told her husband that there was a Pokemon there, and he didn't believe her, and then she went to police and told them that there was a Pokemon there,
if I jumped out of bed,
and they didn't believe her.
If I jumped out of bed and told Jonathan there's a Pokemon in the bed, he probably would believe me, because I'm not saying I'm being raped by it.
Yeah.
But she went the extra bizarro mile and said, I'm being raped by a fucking a virtual creature. This is what is nobody's believing her about it.
Well, maybe the reason maybe the reason they don't believe her is because the Pokemon she specified is so rare and hard to find that all of them were like, I didn't find a Mewtwo, so how did that get into your bed? There's no way. You didn't catch it? So it's probably got less to do with the fact that the Pokemon raped her and more to do with the fact that it's a really hard to find one. That actually happened to Carl in her bed. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Okay, so Ivan Markov, the woman's friend, said, she says there are too many Pokemon at her place, and even the dog can sense them. She says the dog barks whenever she plays Pokemon Go. Oh my God, this woman's crazy. Mr. Markov said that his friend had eventually accepted her husband's advice in desperation and had booked an appointment with a psychiatrist. So now he's leveling up. He went from psychic who couldn't help to a psychiatrist who might help.
Finally.
Pokemon Go, a free-to-play location-based augmented reality game for iOS and Android devices, has become a huge craze since it launched in July 2016. Players use GPS to locate, capture, battle, and train virtual creatures called Pokemon, who appear on screen as if they were in the same real-world location as the player. Jesus. All right. That's the end.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this down to earth a little bit. I mean, she obviously is suffering from some sort of delusion, so it may be real to her. So yeah, she needs to go to a psychiatrist. Her husband needs to be careful, because if she suffers from these delusions and they're treated like, nobody's going to treat her being raped by a Pokemon correctly, but she might end up deciding that she's raped by him at some point. And she has a mental illness, so it isn't necessarily, hey, false accusation, blah, blah, blah. It's because of the mental illness. Unfortunately, people will take that seriously. So he needs to consider his safety in this instance. If your partner is starting to develop delusions of being raped, and if your female partner and you're a man is starting to develop delusions of being raped, you need to be careful. And it's not even a situation where she's doing it intentionally. If she develops a delusion that you raped her, you are fucked. So, because nobody's going to believe she's raped by a Pokemon. But if she woke up and said, my husband raped me, and it was a delusion because of her mental illness, you are fucked. And she's probably also fucked too, because she wouldn't get the help she needs. So just putting it out there. And I'm not saying that there's anybody to blame in this situation except society and the social attitude where we listen and believe despite anybody's best interests, including the alleged victim. because in this case, it's not in someone who's experiencing delusions' best interest to believe them if they have a delusion that the partner that they cares and loves them is actually aggressive towards them. But I'm just putting it out there, just bringing it down to earth a little.
Mm-hmm.
Although this is hilarious.
Yeah, I think they need to change the name now from Pokemon to Pokewoman.
Yeah, or poke rape.
Well, they're already poking.
I poke you. I poke you.
Pokewoman.
Pokewoman. Oh god.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for stories.
Yeah. Okay. So if you, I'll do a brief shill. You know, if you enjoy this content, www.patreon.com/honeybadgerradio. Every bit helps us continue to bring this to you in increasingly more and more professional manner.
Mm-hmm. We will do that. And,
we will do that. We will level up, as it were.
Oh yeah, we're trying to level up. Leave us a comment related to any of the stories that we put in there. Be sure to check out the Feminist the movie hashtag. See the new developments because I find those things fucking hilarious. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, I could just wait.
What?
Help us level up.
Oh yeah.
www.patreon.com/honeybadgerradio. There you go.
Looking for group to grind to level.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please, PLS.